What up, man? It's your boy DJ EFN, one half of the Drink Champs, Crazy Hood Productions. Right now, you're watching the Front Stoop. It's where hip hop, society, and life resides. You dig? Let's go.
Front Stoop, what's poppin'? It's your boy. I'm here with my man T Crow, my man Savvy D, and we just gonna chop it up a little bit, man, about the events that's been going on over the last couple of days. We all know what happened at the Capitol. Two questions. One, the first question. What do you think is going to happen over the next 12 days? Do you think, is it done? Or is there going to be more violence? I'll ask you that first. Go ahead, Tony.
I think hopefully the FBI and everybody else who's in charge of, Secret Service protecting our new president and vice president are up to the task. And I don't think they're particularly safe. I think some protocol changes probably need to be put into effect. Maybe a change of scenery of the inauguration. I do not think it's over. Like I said earlier, if these guys are willing to break into the Capitol building, like a federal building, and not worry about consequence, like that's what I think needs to happen in the next 12 days. We need to see a roundup of anybody, like do their due diligence, find out who was doing what, who was where. We got all these pictures and videos, and there need to be arrests made and hold them to the same standard of law that what's the law Trump passed in the summer, I believe, or maybe even March, 10 years for destroying federal property.
Right. Destroying federal property, right.
Off rip. So that's what needs to happen. What's gonna happen, I don't know, but I pray that the right people in charge are covering all areas, because I think it's dangerous.
See, I feel like there's gonna be a couple of people that they grab and they prosecute. But for the most, just to have the image, but for the most part, I don't think shit's gonna be done, bro. I really don't. Like, they just went in to the Capitol, breached the Capitol building, made a clown show of the government, right? I mean, they taking selfies. Got their feet up on desks, taking down freaking podiums and smiling at the camera. I mean, they made a joke of the government. Yep. And I don't think shit is going to happen to these people. I really don't. I don't think anything's going to happen to these people, bro. I feel like it's going to fade away. Maybe you hear about one or two people that, get some kind of, get prosecuted for whatever the charge will be, but I don't think anything's going to happen. And we're going to look like a joke to the world.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
A joke to the world.
Well, we've been that for 4 years already.
That's the truth. That's the truth.
But it's getting bad now. I mean, the first insurgency to reach the Capitol building walls, right? The floor, since the War of 1812 happens to be just a bunch of homegrown, mad as hell, whatever the hell crowd you have out there of civilians that gets in there, and it doesn't look good. And you made a good point. They just made the feds look goofy. And the way that the feds respond is going to say a lot about how things are going to go in the future. Because if the feds don't respond appropriately, then we all just saw what we needed to see in order to oh, that's what it takes to get that done. Okay, all right.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Suddenly the feds don't seem so scary no more.
Right.
ATF, DEA, fuck them.
Ex-
FBI, ain't gonna do shit. CIA, NSA ain't looking
exactly.
for niggas. They on Twitter asking people for information to identify. All right, man, you better get the NSA on the phone right now. Like, don't come asking the TL to snitch. Nah,
Yeah.
you got the footage.
It's
They came up on you.
yeah. Yeah. Now, what are you expecting, Sappy, over the next 12 days, man?
Next 12 days, Trump is going to be getting ready for all of the beauty and freedoms of civilian life with his newly tested and vetted base that is willing to charge the capital for him. That was a good little G check, you know what I'm saying? See who's really thorough and about it. Oh, okay, all right. Y'all got a juice like that. All right, we're gonna have some fun when I get out of this limelight. You know what I'm saying? When he gets back into the shadows, right? Less scrutiny, still got a little security detail on him. Yeah, he's gonna have a lot of fun down here in South Florida. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
You
I'm gonna tell you what I really, they need to impeach him, right? And a lot of people say, well, what good is it going to do now? Let me tell you what good it's going to do now. If you impeach Donald Trump, he's barred from running for office again or holding office again. Now, most people will say he's never going to get voted into office again anyway. So what? Impeach him, because if he's not impeached, he can run again. And guess what? That means his supporters are coming out. You know what I mean? His supporters are coming out. And if he decides to run again in 4 years, which he's already said he will, it's going to be crazy. It's going to be probably chaos once again, just in the election phase. Would he even receive the Republican nomination? I doubt it. But the process leading up to it, who knows what it would be. You just got to stop this guy from even being able to run. Impeach him. Impeach him.
Does he need the Republican nomination?
That's a good question, sir.
Does he need? That's
if he
true.
runs as an independent, can he not win?
He can run.
Question.
He can run as an independent, and if he runs as an independent, can he? Yeah. I mean, will he win? I don't know, but can he put his name? Can he? Got to impeach him. Got to impeach that dude, man.
In the next 3 years, I'll tell you what I expect. In the next 3 years, I expect them to be building a strong base among anybody who's 15, 14 years old now, right? And going to be able to vote for the first time in this upcoming election. They're going to be working on them. They're going to be trying to put together an even fiercer coalition of voters to try to swing things back their way in 4 years. And so taking our foot off the gas is not an option. I think Stacey Abrams just made an example of how much of an impact, one black person can have on the outcome of, a major elections in America. I mean, flipping Georgia might have done everything might have been everything for what just happened in the past 2 elections, the Georgia Senate election and the presidential election, right? Yeah. So everybody who thought voting wasn't the move, we came out in force this time. Let's keep that same intensity for the years to come and try to maintain some kind of a a stronghold of power in terms of policies. Let's try to aim higher in our candidacy, right? And rethink the way that we even attack political strategy. Like, let's actually do something that works for people in a real way. A lot of different people, the people that you count on to come save your ass every election, right? And then see if actually doing the job doesn't work. Maybe actually doing the damn job, right? And putting policies through that help people that vote you in, right? Will be like, oh man, maybe I'll vote this way again. It sounds insane, right? Doing the job, like being good at the job sounds nuts, but I feel like that is worth a real try here. Maybe we can get some sanity back in the public lexicon, right? And then we can think about, how we can keep maniacs out in the future. Because there's always going to be some idiot who relates to a bunch of people able to wheel his way into the fucking candidacy. Reagan was that same idiot, and he was one of the worst presidents in terms of impacts on us ever.
Yeah.
So never underestimate a very popular idiot, right, with some money that white people just like to look at. Because one thing that I can say for sure, there's always been those Republicans who is like, I don't really F with Trump like that, but he's the guy for the Republicans and I'm gonna stay loyal.
Right.
So he might have lost some of the cooler headed, right. But he has a strong base already, and let's see what he does with it. They're already finding far right ties to some of the people, and I'm like, of course, bro. Go ahead and find some of those same ties in the police force, and some of those same ties in every single person that this guy appointed to every government position, who now knows a bunch of top secret information, and could possibly become a leak to foreign governments in the years to come.
Yo, I mean, this why this guy has to be impeached.
Let's see about national security.
I mean, he has to be impeached. And you heard people talk about removing him, with the 25th Amendment. But guess what? If you're removed through the 25th Amendment, it does not disqualify him from running for the presidential seat. All right, now if he's removed by impeachment, Congress, they have the authority to disqualify him from running for future office.
If he serves his term, transitions peacefully out of his seat, and is then brought up on charges for crimes committed as the president, and he's convicted, let's say he's convicted, then can he still run for president?
That is, you know what?
Can an ex-convict run for president?
No, I don't think that's a felony. You can't be a felon.
So yeah. It's going to depend on It's going to depend on what those charges are. It should be a felony, right? Look, I'm not. If I'm Congress, I'm not even trying to take any chances on any kind of loopholes. Just impeach this dude, disqualify him from running for future office, man.
You think he could be impeached in 10 days?
Well, but you can start the proceedings, right? You can start the proceedings, and then I guess if they go on, I don't know the law, and I'm sure there's some people who will make comments in the comment section that can answer this question better than I can. But I'm sure, if you begin the proceedings, they can extend beyond him, leaving his seat. But listen, this dude is a master manipulator and trying to make things happen. I mean, he's already been inquiring about pardoning himself.
Yep.
Before he even leaves the seat. You know what I'm saying? So he already knows that there's dirt behind his name. He knows that there is dirt behind his name. So he's like, yeah, let me pardon myself so I can't be convicted of shit.
He probably gonna do it. He probably gonna do it.
That's why I'm saying, like, this dude is a master manipulator. And I know people say, you got these, you got this laws and these laws in place or whatever. He is a master of finding loopholes and ways around things. This is what he's done throughout his life as a businessman. Is find loopholes and ways to get through those loopholes so that it benefits him. You know what I mean? So I'm just like, yo, just get impeach the dude. You know, impeach the dude. Last question. How are you guys feeling about America right now?
Hey, man.
Ghetto as hell in here, man. This shit is ghetto as hell. This shit right here. If y'all out there around the world, y'all want this American shit, this American pie, it's got some bugs in it.
You ain't lying, boy.
You know
You're
what
not
I'm
lying.
saying? You know what I'm saying? You take the good with the bad. You're gonna have a lot of new freedoms, a lot of new technologies and access to things, and you're gonna have a lot of new problems too.
Yeah.
A lot of ugly problems too. You know
That's
what I'm
the truth.
saying? And
You
I'll
know
tell
what?
you what.
I don't know if that's the case. If they not us, I feel like we the ones that get the short end of the stick every time.
There's something special about the flavor of the racial climate in America that is just very unique. That's why that's why the South Americans came here to study how to do racism when they were building apartheid regime. You know what I'm saying? And it was very evident when I went overseas and spent some time there. I was like, wow, like, you know, it's a global thing, but the way it took hold in America is very unique. You know, white folks everywhere ain't the same as white folks in America. White folks in America got a special flavor of I am owed something for doing nothing and being here.
Yeah.
Just for doing nothing and being here. That thing you have, I should have some of that too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I feel like people who is not from here, no matter how you grew up or where you're from, you know, you're gonna look at that, you're gonna be like, I don't really F with that right there, you know. But yeah, you know, whatever. You know,
I got a question, son.
America is a place. Treat America like a pimp treats a hoe.
You gotta elaborate.
Yeah, elaborate on that. Yeah, elaborate a little bit. What, I mean,
All right. A pimp don't love a hoe, don't treat a hoe, don't do nothing. You pimp the hoe. That's it.
okay. All right.
Whatever come with it.
Hey, it makes a whole lot more sense now, man.
Yeah. All right.
I ain't know what
I don't
way to
lose
go.
no sleep over one. I does what I does, okay?
Okay. All right.
Get that money out. Get that money out and go, buddy. All right.
Tony, you about to
I got a
That's a
question,
question.
man. I don't even have an answer for that. Like how do I feel about America? I think it's kind of scary out here, man. Like, and I got always wanted a son. At this particular point, man, I'm kind of like, I got a daughter. You know what I mean? Like I'm not trying to go out and make a son.
Yeah, that's a good question.
At this,
what do
at
you
this
guys say to your
particular
kids?
time.
I'm sorry to cut you off, but what do you say to your kids about a time like this? How old is your child?
My daughter's 14. And
So 2006 she was born.
yeah.
You
Probably
know,
became aware of the world around 2011. Started
yeah.
paying
I
attention.
mean, you know, the conversation, you know, with my daughter is for me, my daughter's 18. You know,
Okay.
so like, you know, we can have some more serious conversations, you know, and you know, our discussions are about, listen, you're black. You're not gonna get away with that. You keep your head down, you focus on empowering yourself, and then in turn empowering your people. You know what I'm saying? And if you're gonna do something that, if you're gonna go out, if you want to help make change in the world, you know what I'm saying? Like, and you want to be active, you know, you got to get involved on a different level. You know, it's got to start at home, you know, building at home. And then you go out and you help your people. You help your people build, you know, so that they have the financial literacy, the financial know-how, the financial power. You know, they have businesses, they have those type of things. You know what I'm saying? That right there that just happened, that really isn't your business for the for the most part. You know what I'm saying? Our business is something different. You know, and you know, we went to protest over the summer. And I encourage her to continue to go out and participate in those protests. But, you know, remember that that's not where it stops. You know, there's got to be action behind it. And, you know, she's very much into the action that's behind, you know, those protests, getting the work done. You know, not just going and standing and walking and talking, but actually getting the work done. But that right there, honestly, it's not our business. We just got to be, you know, I'm like, you know, we look at it and see and understand where the privilege lies, right? Because if that was black people out there, it'd have been a different story. If we were out there, the steps would have been filled with the National Guard before it started, before it even started. Once they knew that we were going to assemble, it would have been filled with the National Guard.
It would have been over-prepared.
You know what I'm saying? And, you know, there would have been, you talk about 4 people passed away, and I don't want anybody to die. You know, 4 people got killed. Just imagine how many of our people would have been killed if it was out there.
It would have been easier to state how many survived or were arrested. As opposed to,
you know, so you know, my conversation was with her is, you know, listen, the country is in turmoil, right? So your job is to make sure you empower yourself. You know, so if turmoil comes your way, you have the financial stability, you have the knowledge, and you have the social support system of your people to back you up and stand behind you. You know, but if you stay focused and do what you got to do, you should be good. You know, that's my message to my daughter, and that's the conversations. You know, and of course, you know, we'll talk about the political. We had conversations about, you know, the meaning, you know, what it means politically, and you know why it's happened. I mean, she's seen everything and why it's happened. You know, but that's my message to her.
You see, and I'm glad you said that. It kind of speaks to how white people have a certain foundation of security that they can operate from that we do not have. So no matter really whether it's great times of abundance for the nation or whether it's horrible times of struggle for the nation, the state of black people kind of remains static in that we are keeping our head down, minding our own business and trying to advance our positions and from which to actually hope that one day we can play offense from a sturdy foundation, like what they're sacrificing by just engaging in all kinds of like bullshit that they feel like they're fighting for something that they don't already have. Let me ask you something. That being said, because I used to feel patriotic when I was young. Now I feel like what you just said, where it's my duty to just make sure me and mine are straight, you know, for whatever is thrown at us. What was the role of the black cop in that Capitol buildings that day? What was the right move for him to make in that scenario? What would you have done in that scenario? Are you gonna fight to protect this building, the symbol of an institution that has never really served us? Or are you gonna give up a little bit of ground, stop them? Give up a little bit of ground, stop them. You know, you're doing your job, but you're not really giving a shit.
Do your job.
I mean, yeah. I mean, if it's me, I'm gonna do my job. I'm gonna do my job. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna do my job. You know, when I sign up to do a job, or if I sign a contract to do anything, and I make a commitment to do something, I know what I'm getting into, and I understand the ramifications of, you know, what my job is, and I understand my responsibility. So I'm gonna do my job. You know what I mean? Yeah. And yeah, I'm just gonna do my job, bro.
And then there comes a point. I don't know. I know I've been there before. I'm sure a lot of people been there before. There comes a point where you just say F this job and you leave.
Yeah, and
So
exactly. There comes
if
a
your
point.
if
Yeah.
your morals is telling you, you know what I mean, I'm not protecting it, and that's your stance, you go with your stance. But
Yep.
you can't be on the job and not do the job.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's how I feel.
Yeah, you can't half step it.
That's how I feel, because that's why, I would never be a police officer ever. And and any of, any young people that I've dealt with who said I want a police officer, I had a discussion. I never told them don't do it. I just had a discussion with them about what the realities of, who you are and the people that you have been around in your life. If you're going to be a police officer in your community, you've got to understand that. I couldn't do it because of the people that I knew.
Yeah.
Right? And there was no way that I was going to pull somebody over and know exactly what they have and what they're doing, and be able, now I got this cognitive dissonance within myself. I know exactly what they got in the car right now. What am I going to do? You know what I'm saying? I never want to put myself in that situation.
But you know what? Like that's you. I feel the same way. But I know some guys that are cops, and they're not bad cops.
Mm-hmm.
But they also not like there's a thing when you doing your job. So like, let's say you pulling somebody over, you deal with what you're pulling them over for.
Right.
You know
Right,
what I mean?
I get that. I get it.
You
I
know,
know.
some-
You know what I'm saying? I
some
know.
guys
Like, I
wanna
know
go
what
the
I'm pulling
extra
them over.
mile,
Right.
and
I know what I'm
some
pulling them
guys-
over for. But when you know something, you're like, you know what? Like, I'm supposed to catch the bad guy. I know what this guy got, so let me go do. I couldn't be that person. You know what I'm saying? The same way I couldn't be a politician. Right? I couldn't be a politician because I have certain things that I believe in that I want to work towards, right? That I want to see happen in my community. So if I become a politician, I gotta be able to fight for all causes, all people. Not that I don't believe in the justice of all people, but there are certain people that I want to fight for. You know what I'm saying? And if I'm a politician, I can't cue in on just one cause and say, I'm putting my energy into this cause. Right now, I'm working with a group that's dealing with gun violence in my community. Right? If I'm a politician, I got to look at so many other issues. I can't just cue in on that issue. As a private citizen, I can just cue in on this issue and fight for this issue right here, right now, and work on strategies to deal with this issue. As a politician, I got to look at everybody. And if I'm trying to, like, one of the things we're trying to do in our community is get a Boys and Girls Club in here because we don't have one, right? As a politician, I might have to look at, what are the financial ramifications? How is this going to work with our community services department?
Who do you owe favors to?
Like all of these things I got to bring into play. Where's the money coming from? Who's paying for this? Are the taxes going to go up? This and that. That's not what I want to worry about. I want to be able to fight for my cause. So, I don't want to put myself in those kind of situations. So that's the reason why I am, like you said, Tony, if I find myself in a position at a job where, I'm going to do my job. So, if I don't feel like I'm doing the right job or I'm doing someone wrong or people wrong that I don't, doing people wrong, then it's time for me to get out of it. So yeah, that's why I make, I just try to be smart about where I put myself in the position I put myself,
Absolutely. And that's why I've always felt that was where the line was drawn in terms of black duty, the duty of black countrymen to America. It's very minimal,
Yeah.
We put a foot forward to stop the ship from sinking, and nothing more really. As long as this place is okay and I can still survive here, that's cool. I'm not gonna waste my energy trying to help y'all fancy it up because I'm a taxpayer already, and that shit don't make it back to my hood. So, you know what I'm saying?
I feel you.
Anything extra comes at a premium. But you know, on the brink of disaster, all right, we'll come in, we'll vote, swing it back the other way. You're welcome.
Yeah.
What do we get back?
And that's actually what my question was, and we don't necessarily got to answer it now. I think maybe let's think about it and do something before the inauguration. But how are we gonna hold this next administration accountable? You know,
That's right.
That's what I want to know. That's what I want to talk about.
Yeah.
How are we gonna hold them accountable?
Right, because we got to.
Yeah.
We got to. I'm afraid for this administration.
I am too.
I'm afraid for Biden and Harris. You know, so I hope the protection is heavy for those two. Because, you know, when you look at what just happened, I can't see that there's not people out there who are like, yeah, I'm gonna catch them slipping. Watch, you know what I mean? And you know, so I am afraid for them. Won't even lie, I'm afraid for them. But yeah, I agree with you, Tony.
And we need to support. We need to support them and hold them accountable.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? We can't just be, hey, do this. When you gonna take care of it? We gotta support them as well because they're gonna need it.
Yeah, no doubt. But yo, I'm gonna head out of here, man. I appreciate the time, fellas. Really good conversation.
Sure.
Like I said, you know, I'm working out a schedule in between the Knicks games. Tom Thibodeau got the team playing good. You know what I mean? So I'm happy about Tom Thibodeau. I love what he's bringing to the team, you know, and how he got these guys playing. So, you know, right now the schedule for the Front Stoop is, you know, we'll be recording on the days off, you know, so when the Knicks got a game, we won't record. The Knicks don't have a game, we'll record something. I can't be live on YouTube for a couple of months, so you can find me on Twitch TV/The Front Stoop or Facebook.com/The Front Stoop. All right, and I'm also gonna be getting this Wix. I'm gonna get that Wix app together so we can stay in touch with everybody too. So, you know, that's gonna be dope. So make sure that you join me on those streaming platforms, ladies and gentlemen. And you know, I'll have a video up that has our schedule as soon as we get the schedule down, so you understand what it is that we're doing, and you can jump on it. All right. So, other than that, we out of here, man. Appreciate you guys,
folks. Hip
Looks
hop,
like it's time.
no doubt. 2021, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to 2021. Spread love.